This is Randy Rosetta with HubSpeedPreps.com, and this is the Patriot Podcast, sponsored by Grease Monkey. With a couple of Liberty football players in their, I want to make sure I say this and don't get in trouble with the coaches, not off week, open week, because you guys are still working as coach just pulled you out of the weight room. But Collin, I'm with Collin, Chadwick, and JJ Thompson. This is a chance to kind of catch your breath and heal up and all that. You guys, this is the third year you guys have kind of been through this. I guess first year you didn't really have an open week because you were playing a non-varsity schedule. But Collin, what have you learned about using this week to make sure that you do the things that the coaches need you to do in terms of kind of recharging your battery a little bit?
We've just been working out there, polishing up plays, getting treatment. We've been lifting a bunch, kind of just getting our bodies stronger and getting ready for the big game next week.
And JJ, what about you? You guys don't have a game to go to or to play this week, but what do you kind of do to prepare for what's coming ahead? Because it's obviously a big one for both teams.
Yeah, just seeing like what kind of defenses they're in, just kind of getting ready early and just kind of knowing up what we're going against.
A lot of video work this week, or are you guys not thinking yet about? Well, here I'll tear the bandage off since you guys aren't playing this week. The Patriots play Estacado on Thursday, October 30th at Lowry Field, and unless something really weird happens this week, that'll pretty much be for the district championship. Is there been any focus on Estacado this week, or do you wait until next week and jump in to that?
No, there really hasn't been too much focus. We're really working on ourselves and polishing up all of our stuff before we focus on the team next week.
Which is understandable because the coaches don't want to, it's kind of like waving a red flag in front of a bull. I don't want to get you guys too wound up just yet. JJ, what are some things you guys have been polishing up on offense, especially since you guys both operate on that side of the ball?
I would just say just polishing up our routes, just making sure we're still running all of our routes full and making sure we just polish up on everything and just blocking, making sure we do everything the best we can.
Not a whole lot to polish, I wouldn't think, the way you guys have played offensively both sides of the ball, but coming off of the 65-3 win last week, with bye weeks mess me up as they mess you guys up. And I think this was 2 weeks. Collin, you came back 2 weeks ago. You and Talon both came back healthy.
Yes, sir.
And that was that the game where I think, and maybe this week too, like 7 different guys scored touchdowns?
Yeah, we've been scoring a lot. Trying to get the ball to everyone, and 2 games in a row, I think all 3 running backs have scored. A bunch of receivers have scored. It's just been a good deal on offense. That's
the coaches and the quarterback keeping everybody healthy. JJ, have you got a touchdown these last couple weeks?
I have not. I had a few in before the season, but I haven't got one yet.
All right, so you're up next.
Sir.
I'm going to tell Collin he's put you at the top of the list. Half joking there. Well, maybe more than half. You guys have you're very prolific offensively because you have so many different weapons. I don't want to say easy, how fun is that to be a part of that, JJ, to know that you might not be the guy 1 week, but the next week they may be paying attention to Levi, or they may be paying attention to the backs, and that could spring you open?
Yeah, I think it's good, just kind of always being ready for your number to be called and running that route, or just going and blocking for the next guy.
Which is important, especially running backs too, because it takes it takes your line to do a lot of the work up front, but you guys are blocking for each other as well in the backfield. You don't run a whole lot of 2-back stuff, but knowing that you've got guys like JJ, like your line, they want to make sure you have room to run. What do you do to kind of pay them off?
I run my hardest. I try to go in the holes they make for me, and I celebrate with them when I score. Just give them some thanks for helping me out.
Because those big dudes, they like to eat.
Yeah.
On the football field, I'm assuming they like to eat elsewhere too. But with the 3 backs in particular, you and Talon and Caden, now that everybody's, knock on wood, healthy, what are some differences with you guys? What different things do you guys bring to the table?
Talon is more of he's fast, and he's just just cut straight up. Caden kind of jukes around, but he's super strong too. And then I just say I'm a power back.
Because you're the biggest of the 3.
Sir.
And I know you may be just as fast as the other 2, but I know Talon can pick them up and put them down. Mm-hmm. And I've seen Caden against Greenwood got loosed.
Caden's good.
Receivers, especially with Coleman out of action right now, what about you guys? What are some different versatile things you guys are able to do?
I'd say we always work on our blocking a lot. That's like one of our biggest things, is kind of bringing the physicality to them. And then whenever we're passing, running our routes full speed. Yeah, and like you said, with Collin being out, Jackson's going to have to go in and step up, just like everyone else will.
Because Coleman's a different kind of receiver than you other guys. He's
a bigger guy.
You can see him from space, I think, because he's so tall and he's got some bulk to him. I mentioned Colton. I was teasing about him getting you the ball, but he does a good job of you can tell from last year how much better he's gotten at reading his second and third options. How much different has that made you guys on offense?
It's just like he's spreading out the ball. Like he can go take the top off your defense, but he can also get out, go run it, or he'll just go dump the ball over the middle. It's really hard to defend.
Now, I know these last couple of weeks you guys have kind of mixed some sustained drives with lightning bolts, basically. You're going to be playing, I'll talk a little bit about Estacado. I won't get you guys in trouble. You're going to be playing an Estacado team that kind of does the same thing. They've shown they can hold on to the ball if they need to. What are going to be some keys next week when you start to get ready for them? What do you feel like you need to focus on to get ready for that game?
Really, the biggest focus is discipline, like ball security, good routes, right plays, and that seems to be the way we're going to win this game.
And not that every other game's not been a test, but I think Greenwood, has probably been you guys' biggest test. Mm-hmm. Did some good things, didn't turn out the way you wanted. JJ, how excited are you for another big test? Because you guys are getting closer to where we can start talking about playoff stuff.
Yeah, it's exciting because, a lot of people would say we haven't played a really good schedule. We played like one really like good ranked team, but it's exciting to play another good team in our district.
I've always thought that you play who's on your schedule. You show up and whoever's out there you go and play. So I would tell those people they're wrong. So, and there's a little bit of added zest to this one because Greenwood's a great team, but you had to get on a bus and go 2 hours there. This is Estacado. This is a kind of starting to build into a little bit of a rivalry, especially since it's possible you guys may stay in the same district with them. How much more does that add to the kind of getting ready for them, knowing that there's going to be a little bit of energy? You guys get to be on, I believe, on local TV, Lowry Field, which you guys have grown up in this area, is a really good stadium. How much more does that add to you guys kind of locking in and getting ready?
It adds a bunch. Like, we focus on a lot of teams. We try our hardest, but this is a rivalry, and we just got to lock in and pay attention to ourselves, try our hardest, and win that game.
Because you guys aren't the newest kid on the block anymore. Memorial's jumped into the mix, but you guys are still trying to kind of write your signature on what you want to do as a school and as a football program. Estacado's been around a long time. They won a state championship when I think I was 1 year old, and that's a long time ago, trust me. Did you grow up here, JJ?
Yes, sir. I did.
So your folks probably know the history and tradition of Estacado. Does that get your blood going a little bit, knowing that you guys get to step out on the field against them to kind of start making a little bit more of a mark for Liberty?
Yeah, it does. Like seeing that they've been here for a while, and also that we lost last year, and kind of like at the end of the game, just kind of want to go get like revenge from last year.
Yeah, that's been a big theme this year, I know. So that can wait, though. That is 7 p.m. October 30th. These guys get to somewhat relax. They at least maybe mentally relax a little bit. Not have to think about being out there for a game this week. This is their open week. This is Randy Rosetta with HubCityPreps.com. That's been the Patriot Podcast, sponsored by Grease Monkey.